If you don't know how to get into a good hinge position well, loading up a barbell or something like that is going to be not your greatest long-term strategy. You're much better off taking a few weeks in the beginning and learning how to get into a better position to efficiently do the deadlift. And then there's a difference between what I would call performance-based lifting and health-based lifting, and if you have to end in an emergency strategy to set a world record, a PR, that's totally different than that's what you go to. So first of all, I'm going to show you what I would call an emergency strategy is, in my opinion. And this is just the way I approach things. There's 10 million ways to skin a cat. This is the way I look at things. And it's very hard to give everybody should do this. I'm just giving you ideas and principles that you can apply for yourself. So let's see. So we're going to share the screen here. And so if you bring most people in and you tell them to get into what I would call a deadlift position. Let's see if we can find the right picture. I think it's that one. Yes. Okay. If you can see this, if you look at how this guy's positioned, and I don't know if you can see my cursor or my mouse. Let me see yeah, you can see. Oh, that's cool. You can actually see me moving. So his head is extremely jacked back, right? I would like to see eyes up, but a slightly tucked chin, and you have this really hard arch here, and that's okay. If you're an Olympic lifter, this is a great starting position. This is essentially where you need to start at. Okay, but for deadlift, and you're going to be deadlifting for a long period of time, with that head back and that hard arch and the hard retraction back there, basically all your load is right here. And if that's all you got, if you're a beginner and that's the position you're using to lift, and you reinforce that position and you keep loading it, and that's the only strategy you have, and you're using that to lift sub-maximal weights, your low back is going to become your limiting factor. Your low back is going to be tight all the time. You're going to end up in trouble. Now, if you have to get into this position, you're pulling a maximum deadlift and your head goes back and you arch hard to finish it, I'm totally fine with this. But if you're having to do this to deadlift light weights, or you're using this to deadlift a kettlebell, this is one of the reasons why people quit, because this is an emergency strategy and you don't want to load this right off the bat. And then you want to be able to shut this off when you're done. Right. So, and most people will take this position, this hard arch, to rows. They'll take it to dumbbell presses, bench press. What'll happen is every exercise they do in the gym will end up emulating this position, right? And squats too. They'll sit down and do a squat and they'll arch hard. And this position is extremely stable. You can create a lot of force in this position, but it has long-term consequences.